Hello friends, welcome to today's session, and today we would be quickly taking a look at S3 features. So let's understand what different features S3 offers. On the screen. Yeah. So we have got below features. We have got tiered storage available. Now, what this tiered storage means? So while there is a standard S3 that you can use for storing your files, and there is a usual normal cost to this S3 storage. But there are other options where you can copy the files in other different types of S3 where you are less charged. So these are the different types of S3 we would be discussing in our upcoming lecture, maybe in the next lectures, where we would discuss different types of S3 where you can save on your billing, and the level of services would slightly decrease. For example, if your files are infrequently accessed, then you can put into some other kind of S3 or other kind of bucket. So that is something. You have different flavors of S3, and you also have types where you can actually archive. Right now, the simple S3 that we are talking about is not about archival. It's about storing your files which are currently being used by your instance or for by any of your resources for processing. But what if the files are not being used, and if you want to simply archive those? So there are also types of S3 storage where you can actually archive. So that comes under all those different types, comes under tier storage. Lifecycle management. So now lifecycle management is a concept where, so we would be studying six different types of tiered storage of S3. So there are six types of S3. Now like I said, the usual standard S3 would cost you more, or no, it's normal, but there are other types which would cost you less. So it would be very difficult for someone to manually move those files. So you can go for this lifecycle management, where if you give one time instructions, so what would happen is it's kind of automation or the managed service where the files would be moved from normal S3 to kind of your archived level, or some different kind of S3 bucket where you will be charged less. So based on your how old your file is, like 30 days, 60 days, you can move on to other different levels of S3, and that is what comes under lifecycle management. Then we have versioning. So versioning, like we discussed earlier, is having different version of your same file. For example, if I have a file, let's say a.txt, and the first version is like the content was ABC. Now tomorrow I had added some other content to this CDE. So that's my new version of the file. What if I have many version of this file and I want to restore or come back to the first version or second version? So S3 has this option where you can store n number of versions, and you can return back or come back to any version that you want. So that's versioning. Encryption, it's very important, guys, that the companies are running over data. So data is very important for every company. You talk about life insurance companies, talk about marketing companies, and it's important to make sure that when your data is being transmitted, when your servers are accessing through S3 or any of other channels, the data during transit and during rest has to be encrypted. So under encryption, we will study how our data is secure during transition on S3 or at the rest in S3. So that comes under encryption, and this is an important feature which S3 has already got. So we are good on that side. Then we have multi-factor delete. Um, to explain this, let me ask a question. Has it ever happened with you where you want to delete some ABC folder, but by mistake you deleted some XYZ folder, and that folder was really important? Well, the same thing can happen over S3 when there are many buckets at some point of time in your production or non-production scenarios. It would happen. Being a human, you might make a human error or human mistake where instead of deleting some X bucket, you might delete Y. Now, how to prevent this scenario? So there's the option of MFA delete, which means, let's say you have few buckets. Let's say the X bucket is something that you wanted to delete, and there is a Y bucket which is very important, which you also might want to delete. But the thing is, if Y bucket is used for production, so that no one can delete this by mistake, what you can do is you can enable MFA delete on this bucket Y. So what would happen is, if anyone would try to delete this bucket Y, that person will have to put second level of authentication. So MFA is multi-factor authentication. So rather than, even if you are admin, so you have got all the privileges, even if you ask if you go onto the console and go for deletion of this Y bucket, you would be asked for a second factor of authentication. Now, at the second point, you can ensure, like, if you are asked for MFA, that means this is an important bucket. So in an ideal scenario, you would have MFA delete on all your production buckets. So whenever you are deleting, if you are not asked for MFA, that means that's a non-prod environment. And whenever you are asked for multi-factor authentication, that means that's an important bucket. You should think twice before deleting that. So this prevents the human error. That's how you can use it, and you can use it in a way you want. You can also have MFA delete on your non-prod buckets as well. It's up to you. How do you want to plan it? Then the last point is secure your data using access control list and bucket policies. So of course, see, you have your data in your buckets, but there are times when you want to share this bucket with someone, and there is a way to control with who you want to share, and the kind of level or access that you would like to give that to that person with whom you are sharing. So this is where you can play with. You can have access control list and bucket policies where you can give some read rights or editing rights as well to the user. So this is where you can play with the access controls of S3. So this is how the S3 is very smart, and this all together features make S3 a very more rather than as like a simple Google Drive, which I said initially. This is a kind of more smart drive, which gives you all the features, enabling it to be more secure as well, secure and robust. So that's all we had in this S3 features. Hope you like this. I'll see you in the next section where we would be discussing more on the different storage classes for S3. See you in the next section. Goodbye.